BuzzEdit version 2 has some simple digitizing tools in it. The first thing I'd like to do is go to the View Actual Size pop-up to view my design in realistic 3D stitches. If I look at the toe of the stocking, the fill does not match the pattern in the heel. So what I'd like to do is select this toe area, delete the stitches, and put in my own fill. So let's close the Actual Size pop-up, zoom in on the toe using the reference window, and while the lasso tool is selected, which is the default tool, click, hold, and drag your lasso around the area. When you release your mouse button, you notice that this section of stitches is selected, and there is a square and a triangle. The square designates the starting stitch of this section, and the triangle the last stitch. What this means is that the machine comes in at the square and starts stitching the filled area, and the last stitch is the triangle before it goes on to the rest of the design. I need to keep this in mind for when I start digitizing my own fill. Now I can delete this section by hitting either the delete key on your keyboard or the cut button on the menu here. This deletes the existing stitches. Now I'm going to select the custom shape tool, and I'm going to use it to create a new area. With my mouse button, I can simply, when I move the cursor to the outline area, I click around the black outline to create a new filled area. Left clicks create straight lines, and right clicks with the mouse create curves. So you can modify or customize the shape to fit your needs. When you get close to the end of your area, when you want to close the shape, simply double-click or hit the Enter key on your keyboard. When you do this, a dialog box is opened where you can select the stitch properties. Here you can choose whether you'd like an outline and the fill properties of your shape that you've just created. For this example, we do not need an outline. I'm going to leave it in the bright yellow color because that's easier to see the stitches on the screen. The first thing we're going to look at are where the start and stops are. The square is my start and the triangle is my stop. I need to change those to match what they were before, so I click on the Change Entry Exit, and I simply click with my mouse where I want the start and the stop. As soon as I do that, the stitches are regenerated, and you notice that my start and stop have been created. I can change the angle of the stitches by clicking on this button and simply click holding to draw a line with my mouse to show the angle of which the stitches I want them to be. When I release my mouse button, the stitches are regenerated and the dialog box reopens. I can also type in a value if I knew what that was. I can change the density as well as the stitch length of the stitches in this area. The other options are there's a fill stitch or a satin stitch. I'm going to choose fill because that's what I'd like. And there are some preset patterned fills or different types of complex fills listed under the pattern. So I can choose one of those from the pull-down menu. And the other option is the pull compensation, and that depends on the type of fabric you're going to be stitching it on. I will leave it at the default. I can also choose to delete stitches underneath this selection, but I don't want to do that because I'm just inserting a fill. I don't want to delete anything that's there. When I click, I can click OK now, or since I would like to change this back to the yellow color, or from the yellow back to white, I notice that my yellow is in my time, so it's right in the right place I want it to be. So I'm going to change it back to white, click OK, and my new fill has just been added to my design. Now when I look at my actual size pop-up, my toe actually matches the heel of my design, and it does not look unprofessional. It looks like it was designed to be that way.